Hello everybody, it's Julia here from the Highly Sensitive Tarot, and I'm back today to do a tag. And this one is for Nova at Nova Monday Tarot. I still want to call her Nova Lunar Tarot, but she's Nova Monday Tarot. Sorry, Nova. It's hard enough for me to get a name stuck in my head, but once I have, it's almost impossible to get it out. So it's Nova Monday Tarot. And the hashtag is only winter decks. And I was thinking about this quite a lot. I'm not that seasonal in how I use my decks, although I do find myself drawn to certain decks at certain times of the year. Sometimes for the colouring of the cards, and sometimes for the imagery, the content of the cards, the theme of the cards. It can be all different reasons. I noticed when I was watching Nova's video, she chose a lot of cards, a lot of decks for their colour. She had a lot of red and gold and green and things like that in the colouring of her decks. And I think some of mine are like that, but not all of them. I've chosen them for different reasons. But the first deck that I'm going to show you, and I've actually got 3 oracle decks and 7 tarot decks. I'll do the oracles first. And the first one is the Enchanted Spell Oracle by Priestess Moon. It's a rock pool deck, and I love this deck. It's a gorgeous deck, but I have chose it actually for the colouring of the deck, because there's a lot of red and green and gold in this deck. It's very beautiful. I really must edge mine. I think it would be lovely edged in gold, wouldn't it? This has got such a nice little guidebook that comes with it. It's a really, really nice deck. I think this would pair pretty well with my, oh look at that, look, they're almost the same, aren't they? Wisdom and Purity. I think this would pair really well with my Serpent and Peacock art edition, because that's got these very, very bright colours. Do you see what I mean? There's just something about the colours and the imagery on these cards that makes me think of winter and perhaps even Christmas, even though they are cards representing all different times of the year, different plants from different times of the year, different herbs, different spices. It just has a Christmassy feel about it to me. I don't really know why. But there you go. Look at that, look, isn't that beautiful? Strength, June 10th to July the 7th, the oak tree strength. It's beautiful. So as you can see, it's really not about a particular time of the year, is it? But it's just gorgeous. I love all the greens and the reds in it. So there we go. That's the first deck, and that is the Enchanted Spell Oracle. A medieval hedge witch magic deck. I'll put that up there. The second deck that I've got here is a Lenormand deck, and this is Ciro Marachetti's Gilded Reverie deck, which I don't know, I was just drawn to this as I was looking through everything. This is just so Christmassy to me, particularly. The beautiful gold. I mean, I've got 2 or 3 other Lenormand decks. It's something I'm learning at the moment, but out of all of them, this is by far the most wintry. And like I said again, this has Christmassy feels to me, and I don't really know why. It may just be the gold and the brown on the back. It's not as if all the themes in the cards are wintry. In fact, I would say that probably the majority of them are not. Got some snow on the mountains there. I don't know what it is. It just feels festive, and I don't know, a lot of his decks, they're very sort of jewel-like, aren't they? I think is what it is. Do you know what I mean? They're quite jewel-like. There's a lot of strong colours. They're not wishy-washy or pastel-y, or, you know, they're vibrant colours. And they just remind me of winter and Christmas. So if I was going to pick up a Lenormand deck for the winter, it would definitely be this one. It would not be my... what else? I've got a fairy tale Lenormand in a tin, and I've got a little Bouchette design deck, which I can't remember the name of, but there we go. So yeah, the Gilded Reverie, I think that's such a cute wintry type deck. And the third oracle, the last oracle I've got, is the Mystical Healing Reading Cards by Inna Segal. This is Rockpool again, illustrated by Jake Badley. This is about healing everything from fear and anxiety to ancestral patterns and karma. This deck will be one of the most profound and life-changing decks you've ever encountered. That's a bold statement, isn't it? And again, there are no real wintry themes, I don't think. This is the backs of the cards. I don't think there's any particularly wintry themes in this deck at all. But I just love it for the colouring. It's very wintry, isn't it? I mean, look at how beautiful they are. All the gorgeous red and gold. Very, very beautiful. This is a lovely oracle deck, actually, that I must use this winter. I bought it, I think, last winter, and I don't think I used it other than a flick through when I got the deck. But I remember reading bits of the guidebook and thinking how gorgeous it was. Some very strange images in here, and I think this would probably go with my Serpent and Peacock deck also, wouldn't it? But I think it would also go with the deck that I'm about to show you, the first of my tarot decks. As you can see, it's beautiful, isn't it? What have we got here? Listen to your intuition, love your body, and experience rebirth. Ground yourself. It's very temperance-y, isn't it? Learn from karma. Embrace meditation. Just beautiful, aren't they? Beautiful. So that is the third deck that I was going to show you, and that is the Mystical Healing cards. Really, really nice deck. And again, I've chosen that deck, I think, really because of the colouring of the cards, because of the gold and the red and that very beautiful deep blue. It just does not have a summery feel or a spring-like feel, does it, that deck? So the first of the tarot decks I want to show you, and I actually think the Mystical Healing cards will pair really well with this, is the Golden Tarot by Cat Black. Now, I only really have two very specific medieval type decks, and one is this one, the Golden Tarot, and the other one is the art edition of the Serpent and Peacock. And the Serpent and Peacock is so vibrant and beautiful. I'm in love with it. And this deck, not so much. It's a very nice deck. Look at the lovely backs and the beautiful gold edging. It's a lovely, lovely deck. Oh, we've got some actual winter themes here, look. We've got red and we've got snow. The Knight of Wands. It is an absolutely beautiful deck, and it actually does read really well. You know, there's lots of information to be had out of these cards. They're very intuitive. But whereas I find the Serpent and Peacock deck very warm, I find this colder in its tone and its feel. When I first bought it, it actually left me feeling cold. It kind of did nothing for me really at all. But as you can see, all the cards are not in order. I have played with this deck. I have done some readings for myself with it. Let's have a look at it with the mystical healing cards. Let's put down there. This video is not supposed to be a pair type deck, but I just thought as they do look so, well, they do, don't they? I mean, look at them. Everything about them, they pair really well, don't they? Doesn't that look good? So yeah, these are very definitely winter decks, and as I'm looking at them now, I'm thinking these may well become part of my practice, this pairing actually, for the winter. It's really cool, isn't it? Five of Coins, Reverse Disassociation, and Page of Wands. That goes really well. Queen of Wands, Release Fear, and the Wheel of Fortune. Huh? The Tower, Ennoble Your Soul, and the Emperor. Wow, that's powerful, isn't it? That's not a lot. That's not 3 cards that you'd want to get together, is it? 8 of Cups, Learn from Karma and Strength. That's, you know, that tells a story, doesn't it? Definitely. Temperance, Listen to your intuition, and the Empress. Well, that's beautiful as well, isn't it? Beautiful. So I hope you see what I mean there. So it's the Golden Tarot paired with the Mystical Healing reading cards. And I hope you'll see what I mean about the Golden Tarot. They are definitely winter cards. I don't see why. Whoops. I don't know that you would. You know, they're autumn winter cards, aren't they? They're not spring and summer. That's for sure. So let's put that over there. Let's put these away. I should pause the video really, shouldn't I? So you don't have to have all the clattering about. Right, the next deck for the winter. I couldn't help but choose this actually. This is just called the Gold Foil Tarot, and I can't remember who it's by. I bought it off Amazon, and I bought it after seeing it on, it's a nice box, after seeing it on Carla's channel, Miss Kulala. She was using it for something or other. And it basically is just, oh, it's another strange card. It basically is just a gold foil tarot, but the colouring of it is amazing, and it definitely is a winter deck. I mean, you would not, I don't think you would want to use this in the middle of summer, would you? These are the backs. It's been already edged in black. It's a lovely slippy slidey deck. Look how beautiful that is. You could almost like hang these in some way as Christmas decorations, couldn't you? Because as they move, they really catch the light. They're gorgeous. They're sort of holographic-y gold, aren't they? So I've got that card upside down, haven't I? Wow, look at that, look, the Empress, the Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups. You'd be happy if you drew those, wouldn't you? Look at the High Priestess. These are really slidey cards. Upside down. As you can see, I've played with these quite a lot actually. They're really, really nice if you want to sit in the evening and do a reading by candlelight. They're amazing, actually. Look at that, look. I've actually got a little bit of sunshine coming through the window. It's very, very windy outside, but there is actually some sunshine for a change. So there we go. This is the, it's just called the Gold Tarot, I think. Gold Foil Tarot, yeah. But it's really, really nice, isn't it? Really nice. Very pleased with that. It didn't cost a great deal from Amazon. I think it came from America, but it didn't cost a great deal. It actually does have a little guidebook with it as well. So there's that one. What are we going to go with next? The next one is my Pensive Path Tarot, which is a very, very beloved deck by Reese Marin, an indie deck, which I bought maybe a couple of years ago now. And it's not a dark deck. Well, I suppose it is, isn't it? There's quite a lot of dark themes in it. It's not a light deck. It's not one you'd get out in spring and summer. And, you know, the tone, the colour palette of these cards. Can you see? Look, I got bronzy colour. I edged these in a sort of very, very matte, coppery bronze. I think it's bronze. I managed to get it on the back of some of the cards. Not all of them, But yeah, this is not a deck that you would pull out in the spring or summer, I don't think, and enjoy the colour palette. It's very subdued, very sombre. It has a lot of very dark and difficult cards in it. Some that perhaps aren't even meant to be, but I find very difficult, like this Knight of Swords here, for instance. This is so... Oh, I find that really difficult to look at, and do you know why? I think it's just all those really long, sharp swords and all the horses. I know that, you know, in a battle like that, many people are going to be killed, but I just can't bear that the horses are going to be killed in this battle, and I find that card really difficult to look at. As you can see, the Hierophant here, look, this is a very, very bleak. He looks a bit sort of Rasputin-like, maybe some sort of Russian Orthodox priest type person, but it's a very bleak place. Oh, look, and the Five of Pentacles. That's another very difficult card to look at, isn't it? Stormy Seas with the King of Cups. The Ten of Swords, I absolutely love that card. That card for me just begs so many questions. Like, how did that man end up in the road like that? Did he just collapse? Was he run over? Is he dead? Will he get back up again? We don't know, do we? I love it. The Moon. Look how beautiful that is. All the snow and the frost and the moonlight. The Eight of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, the Judgment card, the Ace of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, the beautiful Nine of Pentacles. And we really don't get many cards in this deck that are colourful like this, with her beautiful yellow dress. Most of these cards are really quite sombre. We've got the Hanged Man there. Temperance, the Three of Swords, which again is a very, very difficult card to look at. That poor little bird in this chubby little baby's hand. The Nine of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, the Four of Cups. Look at her. This looks like she could throw those stones at you, doesn't it? The Ace of Wands, the Magician. That's a really clever card. The Four of Swords. So there we go. That's enough for you to get a flavour of this deck, isn't it, if you've not seen it before? And like I said, it's not a spring-summer energy, is it? It's definitely a sort of autumn-winter type deck. And I think for me, it's definitely a winter deck. I haven't had a play with this deck in quite a while, so I think I will use this through the winter. It's one of my absolute firm favourites. Right, what have we got next? I think we'll go with this one. So when I said that my winter decks are not necessarily just to do with colour, although they are in a large part to do with colour, they're also to do with themes really as well. And this is the Wizard's Tarot by Paper de Lune, and I can't remember where I bought this from. It was probably from their website. I bought it a couple of years ago in the UK. I haven't used it a great deal, but I do enjoy looking at some of the images. This is the backs of the cards. And the reason why this is a winter deck for me is because it's obviously very subdued, but it's Harry Potter. These are all images from the Harry Potter films, and I'm a really big fan of Harry Potter, and every Christmas I have to sit and watch all of the films through. So this is definitely a winter deck for me, because I will associate it with sitting and watching the films. Do you remember the broken bones having to grow again? There's the polyjuice potion, the Hierophant with Mad-Eyed Moody, Harry's mum and dad, the Emperor there with his Patronus, the Empress, I think that was his mum's Patronus, wasn't it? The High Priestess, what's her name? Oh, I can't remember. That's on the tip of my tongue. Dumbledore, the Magician, the Fool. That's the twins, I think, isn't it? Bless her, the Queen of Swords. The twins' mum, which again, her name has gone out of my head. It's ridiculous. I must have watched these films. He died, didn't he? Can't remember his name. That's Bellatrix, isn't it? The Queen of Wands. Not sure who the King of Wands is. The Horcrux, the big snake. What's the snake called? Oh, do you know, my brain. I can't remember. The Two of Swords, that's the ghost, isn't it? Played by John Cleese, I think. The Three of Swords, Harry and his uncle. Four of Swords, I can't remember her name. That's Lucius's mum, isn't it? Who she's in this card also, the Five of Swords with Voldemort. The Six of Swords, Seven of Swords. Oh, and look, poor Harry, I must not tell lies. So you can see this is dark and somber. There's nothing light about this deck really. Even the nicer characters in this deck, it's all done very darkly. But I absolutely love it. Look at him, look at Harry. I love the films. I shall be watching those very soon, I expect, and we'll probably get a little bit obsessed with this deck for a time when I do. So, so that's the Wizard's Tarot. Let me get it back in the box. Come on. That's that one. And on a similar note, in terms of TV, the next deck I've got here is my Game of Thrones deck, which is one of my absolute favourites. I edged it in black. I don't have the box for this anymore. That's long gone, but I bought this quite a few years ago. But if any of you watch Game of Thrones, you'll know that there's a lot of there's a lot of winter, isn't there? Winter is coming in that programme. We've got Jon Snow and winter is coming. We have the I can't remember his name, the Judgment card. Where is it? Him, the White Walker. Look, the snow, the White Walker. Again, this is a box set that I absolutely love, and I can imagine myself watching over Christmas and the New Year, or at least some of it, because there's a lot of seasons, isn't there? But yeah, and when I do, I shall become obsessed with my deck again. I do use this deck actually at other times of the year, but just because I love it so much. But it is a deck that I will forever associate with my winter TV viewing, I think. And as I said, it has strong associations with snow and ice and winter, doesn't it? So there we go. That is my Game of Thrones tarot deck, which is probably in my top 10, I would say, of decks. There we go. I've got 2 more left to go. So the next one is the Enchanted for Haxa Tarot by MJ Cullinane. And I used this deck last winter, actually. I used it with the Brian Froud Fairies Oracle deck last year. It's a beautiful deck. These are the gorgeous backs. It's a big, chunky deck. I don't know that we're going to see that much snow, although the first 3 cards I've picked out here are all quite cool looking cards, aren't they? The colour palette is warm. It's very autumny, I think. It's autumnal, but there are other aspects of it that make me think of winter. I don't really know why I have chosen this deck for a winter deck particularly. Like I said, some of the colour schemes are very wintry, but some are really not. You know, there's flowers. I mean, look at that beautiful card. Actually, that is very wintry, isn't it? It's a strange mix. We've got pine cones from a pine tree. Looks like little spring flowers. Twinkly stars. There's a lot of flowers in this deck, but there's also, I mean, that's a very difficult card, isn't it? The 5 of Earth. Very difficult. The Ace of Water. You know, not all of these cards are wintry. I mean, look, the Page of Air and the 3 of Water, they're very beautiful. As is the Page of Water there. They're not at all wintry, are they, those 3 cards? But a lot of them are. And I don't know why, but this is just a deck that I think of. I think it's what it is I think it's cozy and it's warm. That's why I like it. And so it makes me think about winter. It is beautiful. It reads really well. So there we go. The Enchanted for Haxa. Gorgeous, gorgeous deck. Put that away. You'll have to let me know if you've got any of these decks and whether they, what time of the year that you use them and how they kind of feel to you. So one more deck, and it is the Symbolic Soul Tarot by Elisa Sitzinger. Can't pronounce that. It's a low Scarabeo deck in a really nice box. This was gifted to me by the lovely Emsy at Mystic Emsy. I think it was a birthday present last year, actually. I can't say I've done, this is the lovely backs of the cards. I can't say I've done a whole lot of readings with this card. I think I'm going to find it in quite a in its order. I think it's going to be, yeah, I think a lot of it will end up being in order because I've really not done a great deal with this deck since I've had it. I find it really interesting to look at. I love all the little gold touches. It's a very weird deck. There's lots of weird things in these cards. There's like the more you look at these cards, the more weird things that you find in them. And I really should invest some time in this deck. I think I've chosen it as a winter deck because it's black and gold and white, isn't it? It really doesn't have a spring summer type feel to it, this deck at all, does it? It's a really cool deck. I think you could read really well with this. It's intuitive. It's got enough information in the cards that you could definitely read with this deck. And like I said, just the more you look at it, the weirder it gets. Like he's got an eye in the back of his head and this face here. Ooh, the Seven of Wands. He's getting his bits burnt there, look. Got one eye in the middle of his head. Very strange. But it's a really cool deck. I do really like it. I'm so glad to have it in my collection. And I'm sure at some point it will get well used. I do really like it. It's definitely got a winter feel to it to me. So there we go. That was 10 decks. I think 3 oracles and 7 tarot decks. Please do let me know if you've got any of these decks and when you use them, how you enjoy them. Yeah, I shall see you all again soon. I was just thinking about trying to pile them all up onto the camera, so there we go. I was trying to think what else I'm going to do before Christmas. I'm going to do an end of year video, just looking at my favourite and most well used decks of 2024. I shall do that video, and that will be tarot and oracle decks in one video. I've obviously got another Drop 'em 78 video to do on Sunday. I think I've only got 2 of those left to do. And I've got my world, the Tarot Top Trumps video to do of the world, which I have already done and uploaded. I just haven't published it yet because I don't think Marsha's done hers. So I was waiting for her to upload hers and then I will. So yeah, there'll probably be about another 3 videos from me before the end of the year. And then I don't really know what I'm going to be up to. So I know that in the next week or 2, I'm going to sit and do a 2025 reading for myself, looking at the year month by month. I'll probably at the end of December do a sort of a wrap up of December, looking at showing you my Christmas presents and other bits and pieces. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Anyway, I don't want to run on any longer. I hope you all have a lovely Christmas. If I don't, well, I will see you all again, won't I? Because I'm going to record some more videos. So yeah, so take care everybody, sending you all my love, and I will link Nova's video in my description box, so do have a look at that and maybe have a go yourself. And I'll see you all later. Thank you.